Go.
Subtopic number 2, Acoustic Design Services. Acoustic design services involves the detailed planning and design to control sound transmission for compatibility with architectural design concept. Throughout architectural history, one of the limiting criteria in building design has been to control sound in an enclosed space. The continuing evolution of products and techniques in sound management and control has provided wider flexibility in design and the interior environment. The architect is the professional commissioned by the owner or the client to plan and design building structures and all its utilities, and to coordinate the works of all allied design professionals involved in the project, including interdisciplinary and specialized work. We shall make certain that these inputs comply with the requirements of the project and are compatible with the architectural design concept. As the architect prepares the drawing and specification for acoustical design and treatment of sound control and reinforcement, sound absorption, reflectance, and insulation. And also, the architect assists the clients in bidding out the work or in negotiating specialty subcontractors. He also checks and approves sample materials and equipments. He also conducts final inspection of work and equipment. And lastly, he assists the owner in evaluating the amount due to the subcontractor. Manner of providing services. The architect may enter into the contract in two ways: working in a dual capacity as the architect of record and consulting architect for acoustical design services. And number 2 is working as a consultant architect for acoustic design and services only. Method of compensation. The architect's fee must be dependent on the complexity of his work undertaken. And if the architect hired another specialist consultant, their fee for the account should be directly paid by the owner. For specialized service, the payment of the architect's services shall be as stated in the architect's guidelines. In the manner of providing services, the architect may enter into contract with the owner in two possible ways. First, working in a dual capacity as architect of record and as consulting architect for architectural lighting and layout design services. And second, working as consulting architect for architectural lighting and layout design services only. Under the method of compensation, first, the architect's fee for lighting, layout, and design services shall depend on the complexity of the works to be undertaken. And second, should the owner-client hire separately the services of specialist consultants, the fee shall be for the account of the owner or client and shall be paid directly to the consultant. In the manner of providing services, the architect may enter into contract with the owner in two possible ways. First, working in a dual capacity as architect of record and as consulting architect for architectural lighting and layout design services. And second, working as consulting architect for architectural lighting and layout design services only. Under the method of compensation, first, the architect's fee for lighting, layout, and design services shall depend on the complexity of the works to be undertaken. And second, should the owner-client hire separately the services of specialist consultants, the fee shall be for the account of the owner or client and shall be paid directly to the consultant.
Topic number 4, Comprehensive Planning Services. Comprehensive planning services is based on the concept of expanded planning services to include other activities necessary for the proper handling of the numerous components considered in the formulation of a master development plan. Physical component, concerned with the land use and the changes which occur within the physical environment within the space where these activities take place. Economic component, concerned with the nation's assets and its management. Social cultural component, concerned with the people, their living conditions, and the seeking of ways to ameliorate it. Transport component, concerned with the movement of the people and the goods from one place to another. Legal and administrative component. The architect as the environmental planner. The architect's ability to synthesize and organize into a whole various information relating to the user's needs, user's perception and expectations, site and climatic factors, construction technology, materials, cost, and other information has qualified him to take the lead role in any undertaking that cut across various disciplines. The environmental planner is concerned with the management and use of land as well as the conservation and upgrading of the human environment. Since the architect with experience in planning has the social commitment and the technical expertise as coordinator of several disciplines, he is qualified as the environmental planner and the leader of the multidisciplinary team to offer comprehensive planning services.
Site planning and physical planning, including master development planning, subdivision planning, and urban design services. Introduction. Physical planning refers to the orderly arrangement within a piece of land or property on which vertical structures, such as buildings, monuments, and like, as well as horizontal developments, such as right-of-ways, open spaces, and activity spaces are to be proposed. Planning, as we know today, started with physical planning, with architects performing the lead role. The great cities of the world have taken shape mainly through the activities of visionary architects. Scope of services. All ideas and concepts have to be translated into physical plans before they can be implemented. It is the specialist architect who provides a multidimensional point of view to a two-dimensional physical plan. Physical planning is concerned with the general quality of settings for people and their activities, buildings and other natural and man-made phenomena. The architect undertakes the site planning of a project that requires a composite arrangement of several buildings or structures and their requisite amenities, facilities, services, and utilities within a natural or built setting. Should other services be required by project, such as environmental studies, feasibility studies, market analysis, access and movement systems, impact analysis, and others, said services should be performed by duly qualified professionals with the architect acting as the lead professional of the physical planning team. Depending on the complexity of the project, the architect may hire additional special consultants whose expert advice may be needed to validate certain features of the physical plan. The fee of any additional SC needed in the project must be paid separately by the owner or the client. The architect confers with the owner or client of the project requirements, secures sufficient primary and secondary data to generate reliable projections and analysis which are to be used as basis for the preparation of physical plans and designs, examines laws, ordinances, rules, and regulations affecting the project, such as codes, searches, and considers the best industry practices applicable. Prepares framework and conceptual master development plans and reports from relevant information gathered by other disciplines. The architect also prepares preliminary up to detailed master development plans showing the site analysis and presents the same to the owner client, the government, and the public consultations as needed. Undertakes modifications, revisions, and changes as may be required by the owner or the client and the project within the engagement period. He also prepares the finalized plans, reports, and specifications needed for approval by the owner or client or proper government agencies concerned. Prepares the phasing of the construction with the concurrence of the owner and client. Prepares project cost estimates based on current cost parameters. Manner of providing services. The architect may enter into a contract with the owner in two possible ways: working in a dual capacity as an architect of record and as a consulting architect for site and physical planning services. He may also work as a consulting architect for site and physical planning services only. Manner of compensation. The fee of structure for site and physical planning services by the architect shall be as stated in architect's guidelines.